It has been 25 years since I've been to Korea, which is mind-blowing. I was only 7 years old, so going back to the motherland as an adult and seeing it through new set of eyes was just such an amazing experience. I also got to do this trip with my sister, which was so special. We don't get to spend a lot of time together because she lives in California and I live in Tennessee. So it was a treat to spend a whole week, just us two, in the country that we are from. After a whole day of traveling, I was so excited to be out of the plane and to just walk around. So we decided to explore Iksan-dong, which is a little area with shops and restaurants, bakeries, cafes, and it's just such a cute place to explore. A ton of people were out, so I was just enjoying myself, people watching and seeing just the culture. What I loved about this area is that people ate outside and grilled meat, drank beer. It just felt really lively. We stayed at the Moxie Hotel in Insadong, and I would highly recommend this area because it is central to a lot of different areas that we wanted to visit in Seoul. It's walking distance to Iksan-dong, which is the area that you saw from the previous night. And everything is super clean. They had a fun little hangout and game room, a rooftop bar and restaurant, an area where you can store your luggage if you are having an early or late flight. All around, it was such a nice spot to stay at for a week. We ended up eating breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning because we were seriously jet lagged. Luckily, there was a spot open that had the best 곰탕 ever, and it was so delicious. Of course, we had to pick up some snacks at a 7-Eleven. What I love about Korea is that their convenience stores have a ton of choices when it comes to drinks, coffee, snacks, even meals on the go. They are located everywhere, so you will never go hungry while walking in the streets of Seoul. Hello! Today is our first official day, first full day in Korea, and we are on our way to Cafe Onion. And where else are we going, Lubina? Lubina planned the whole thing.
Yeah, later today we're gonna go shopping in Hongdae, which is like the university town with a lot of cute little shops. And then we're gonna go to Itaewon and go out drinking with our cousin.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
Made it to Onion Cafe. Oh, long line, of course. Insadong was so fun to explore because they preserved old historical buildings and mixed it into the new modern buildings, and it was just so fun to see all of the older styled architecture. Next up, we visited Gwangjang Market, which is a very famous market known for their street food, shopping, and everything you don't really see in malls. We ended up getting pindaeok, which is this really crispy, delicious pancake. We also got kalguksu, which is knife-cut noodles, and mulnaengmyeon, which is a cold noodle dish from a place that was featured on Street Food on Netflix. Make sure you check out Volume 1, Episode 6 to get all the info before heading out over there. are currently at Itaewon so that we can get dinner with our cousin. I'm super excited because I haven't seen her in over 10 years. And where are we eating dinner again?
We're going to Mr. On's Craft Makgeolli, which is like a popular makgeolli specialty restaurant that also serves like traditional Korean food that's elevated and a little different.
Woo, I'm excited. I'm hungry. Let's do it. We ended up arriving at Itaewon a little bit early and had a few minutes to spare. So we ended up walking into a shop called Heartline Caricature, which has adorable portraits of people. Of course, I had to get one as a live artist myself. I'm so used to painting other people's portraits that it was such a treat for me to get one myself. And of course, I had to get one for the whole family as well. The next day, we ended up coming back to Gwangjang Market because it was just that good, and we ended up getting mulnaengmyeon and mandu. Then we took an hour train ride to Kumcheongu so we can get our personal colors done. Color analysis. So excited. Checking out a Korean Paris baguette to see if it's any difference compared to the American ones. And finally, we arrived at Dustmoth Photography, which is a place where you can get your personal colors done so you know what colors look best on you and what colors do not look good on you. The whole process took about an hour and we learned so much during that time and had so much fun.
Worst one is blue colors. The whole common color, the muted color with a warm line is this some very more light level color you can use. So you're very with the best one, much good because this tone is very fit on you. And the worst one, nothing to say.
I am on a mute and Lubina is Summer Light, which is my worst colors. And this is Lubina's worst colors. We're the opposite. Of everything. Oh wow, really? That's crazy. We're here at Myeongdong to get our hair done. A before shot of our hair before
Brown,
we get it.
long, black, long. We're basically gonna switch hairstyles.
Exactly. We ended up going to Junyo Hair in Myeongdong, and their salon is absolutely stunning. I was actually amazed at how beautiful the interior design was. So nice. I ended up getting a haircut, an all-over color to a dark ashy brown, some scalp and hair treatments, and here are the final results. After getting some photos taken and shopping around, we ended up getting udon for lunch. And as always, everything was so delicious. One of the things that I love about Korea is how everything is easily customizable and really casual as well. I ended up adding an egg and a sweet potato and shrimp tempura to my udon. After lunch, we ended up exploring Hongdae, which I completely forgot to record anything there, so we're skipping right into dinner. Here is street hotdog, which is one of my favorite Korean snacks. It's basically like pancake. It's filled with sesame seeds and brown sugar. It is so delicious. If you haven't tried, make sure you do. Tonight we are eating in the hotel. Got some trolley and Haribo gummies, hotdog, green tea hotdog for dessert, and some ramen, some cup ramen.
It's gonna be a good night in.
After breakfast, we ended up going to Insadong Spa and Sauna, which is a Korean spa, and I would highly recommend getting the full massage and facial treatment. The service was incredible and everyone was so sweet. Afterwards, we decided to explore Iksan-dong again and ended up going to a cafe called Cheongsudang. It's actually quite famous because it's been featured in Korean dramas and there is a bit of a wait because of that, but the matcha latte and the kasterapang was so worth it.
You know, I'm gonna call 막내 이모 as soon. She said, when I meet you guys,
class that we wanted to take. Oh, yeah. You know? But then we're not cooking.
did you go to Dinah's house?
The next day, we decided to head over to Gyeongbokgung Palace, which is a famous historical site in Korea.
Yeah.
And everyone basically rents out these traditional Korean clothing called hanbok, and it's absolutely beautiful. We had to stop by a hanbok shop and just look at all of the beautiful designs. We didn't get a chance to get fitted ourselves, but next time I come back, I'll definitely do it with my husband and my son. Visiting Gyeongbokgung Palace was such an experience because it's moments like this and places like this that make you love traveling. I love how they were able to preserve all of the colors, the architecture, and I believe they did refinish some areas just to revive the quality, but overall they did such a great job at preserving the historical site. I don't know, just seeing this and walking through this just made me feel proud to be Korean. Then, of course, we had to do something a little bit modern and headed to the most touristy thing you can do in Seoul, which is visit the Starfield Library. It was worth the hype because it was absolutely beautiful, and we just had fun walking through the Starfield Mall. It's so cute here. Seongsudong wasn't originally in our itinerary, but we decided to add it last minute, and I'm so glad we did. It ended up being one of my favorite neighborhoods to visit because it had so many cute shops and restaurants, and my favorite of all of them was this beautiful stationery store called The Point of View. It's a 3-story shop filled with everything you could imagine: journals, books, notebooks, cute desk accessories, you name it, they will have it. It's really cool because the first floor is a retail shop and the second and third floor is also a place where you can shop, but it's curated more like a museum. So it's just so fun to walk around and explore. I would highly recommend it if you love stationery like me. Seriously, this street had so many cool shops like this one called Bonnie's where they sell leather bags, but there is no person to help you. You just pay a vending machine and walk out with your leather purse.
We waited in line for about 20 minutes to get best guadegi at Gwangjang Market. Excited. Gwangjang Market is where it's at. We've been here 3 times in 1 week and have gotten 빈대떡, 물냉면, 수제비, and now guadegi. So good. Highly recommend. 이런 판 꿈에 탔다 그런 거 볼 수 있지. 그러니까 그거 좀 무섭지. 막 집할 때 다 찾아봐. 여기도 그런 거 있어? 여기도 있어.
On my last day in Korea, I decided to just walk around Cheongno-gu area and just explore on foot. My sister actually took her flight earlier and my flight was delayed 2 hours. So I ended up having most of my day in Korea and it was so much fun. I ended up just exploring and ended up in this area where there was a ton of different art galleries. This was one of my favorite stores. This is where they make custom dojang, which is like a stamp. Back in the day, they would use these dojang to sign their names on official contracts or use it instead of a fingerprint. And I always wanted to get one myself, so of course I had to get one. I ended up choosing this stone and the man in the front carved it by hand, which was so fun to watch. I ended up running into a street performance and it was so cool. I mean, look at them spinning and dancing and playing the tambourines and drums. It was so cool to see a traditional performance like this in person. I actually got emotional. Just as I was heading back to the hotel, I ran into my ultimate girl crush and hero of all times, Joanna Gaines. Yes, I ran into her in Korea of all places, which was so incredible and extra special. This trip was incredibly special to me because it was my first time being back since I left to the US, and I got to spend a quality time with my sister. I can't wait to come back. Till next time, Seoul, I will see you soon.